Technical Writing for Inspectors. Module 19, Free Drawing Tools. Instructor, Gary A. Pace, P.E., CWI, Katy, Texas, TexasWeldingEngineering.com. So learning objectives. We're going to talk about Microsoft Paint, Google Draw, OpenOffice Draw, LibreOffice Draw, and this appdiagrams.net. So MS Paint. Well, let's just back up. Sometimes you're going to need to put in a diagram. We discussed that in the previous module. So sometimes we're going to have to throw some graphics in, and where are you going to get these graphics? Let's say you want to put in a graphic and you don't really have anything that matches, or you might have to draw something. Well, these are some programs that can help you. So there's MS Paint. I use this a lot more to edit things than I do to maybe come up with something. But MS Paint, Microsoft Paint, it's a graphic editor, and it's included with all versions of Microsoft Windows. It's got a relatively easy interface to figure out, and it doesn't take much to get it up and running and figure it out. There's not a lot of controls on it, so if you're a newbie or you're not real great with the computer, this one's not a horrible one to learn, and it doesn't take a lot of time. And then you can save files into some really common file formats, the JPEG, the GIF, the PNG, and then TIFF formats. I usually save everything in a JPEG or a PNG. I don't save much in GIFs, but you can save them in those types of files. And but this is a really great way to, if you snip something and then you got to touch it up, or you got to add let's say you have a picture you took of a weld, and there's a crack that you want to circle. All right, you open it up in this one, you edit it, you put a circle on it, a little arrow showing where the crack is, and you go from there. So that's MS Paint. Oh yeah, and it's like I said, it's widely used for simple tasks and image manipulation. So Google Draw is it's some diagramming software, and you just got to go to Google Docs. If you've ever messed with Google, you got like Google Mail, Google Docs. Google's got some Excel some spreadsheets on there. Google Docs is Google's version. It's a free version of Microsoft Word, a text editing, word processing software. So this is by Google. So you can make, pictures with this one. I'm pretty sure I made this one on Google Draw. And you can import images from the computer or from the web, and then you can insert shapes, arrows, scribbles, and text from other places. So you can do a lot of stuff with this one, and it's free. So like I said, if you need to put in some sketch on where you want a weld carved out or something like that, this is a good way to put in a graphic, a sketch, a diagram, without spending any money on specific software to do it. All of these options are pretty much free too. You can move them, resize them, rotate them. You can edit images, you can crop them, you can do some other stuff, add borders, whatever you need to do to make your graphic look more professional. So this would be an example of a Google drawing that I did a while back. I was explaining the ductile to brittle transition temperature on steels, but you can see I put together this, and this is what the interface looks like. And you just open it up in your browser. It's just, you don't have to get special software. So if you're running in Google Chrome or Firefox, you just open it up in that browser and go from there. OpenOffice Draw is one I have used a bunch. I really like OpenOffice Draw. OpenOffice Draw and LibreOffice Draw are both free. A little background, they're open source software, which means there's a bunch of people out there that made this software, and it's like Microsoft's Office suite. So it's got a Word editor, and then it's got a spreadsheet editor, a spreadsheet documentation program, and then it's got Office a drawing program like this one, and you can make some little sketches and drawings with it. So OpenOffice Draw. Um, you can you can do quick sketches, complex plans. It's got a lot of graphics tools that are depending on what you need to do. I've been using this one for on and off for 15 years. So you can do, technical drawings or, just posters or whatever. I use it for usually for, drawing sketches of where I want a weld cut out. So LibreOffice is another word processing program. It's free. It's kind of an offshoot of the one I just mentioned, OpenOffice. A couple of different batches of hippies running around out there making free software. Love this stuff. But this is just a different variant of it. It's absolutely free. It's got a word processor in it. It's got this drawing software, and it's got a spreadsheet software that's pretty similar to Excel. Probably not as powerful, but it's pretty good. I've used all this stuff off and on for the last 15 years. But it's free. You can download it. I use it for making drawings and sketches all the time, and then I'll export it or snip it and dump it into reports that I'm writing. So this is a really good one. Once again, it's free. If you download the whole LibreOffice Office suite, you get, LibreOffice Draw. Once again, it's you can make all kinds of complicated sketches. There's shaping tools, straight, curved, polygons, all kinds of other features with this one. For how, considering it costs nothing and the value you get out of it, I've always been pretty pleased with it. But it's a great way to put together some sketches. It's got a little bit of a learning curve, but if you're going to be in this business, writing technical reports, let's say as a inspector, you got a few decades to tweak this. You don't have to learn it all overnight. If you pick up a little here and there, you'll figure it out. So, but I really like this drawing program. I've used it for years, LibreOffice Draw. And then I ran across this one on the internet, appsdiagram.net. It's, you can do some drawings. I did this one, a little fillet weld, and then I took a snip of it. You can put together some brute force, not super complicated drawings, but it's all on the internet. And then you can export it, I'm pretty sure, and then you can just do a snipping of it. But it's a great program too. I haven't used it too much, but just letting you know that it's out there. You can use flow charts, stuff like this, org charts, and network diagrams, but you could also use it to do rough sketches of maybe welds you need to repair or whatever. We talked about, some free image manipulation softwares that are out there in the world. We talked about MS Paint, Google Draw, OpenOffice Draw, LibreOffice Draw, and appsdiagram.net. So these are all different ways that you could manipulate and put together drawings and sketches for insertion into technical documents that you might be putting together out there. Questions? Gary A. Pace, PE, CWI, Katy, Texas, TexasWeldingEngineering.com. Got any questions or comments? Contact me and I'll try and see what I can do to help you.